Hi, my name is Glenda, owner of Purpose Professional Services. So thank you for visiting this channel. I am at Purpose Professional Services. We focus on leadership and performance executive coaching, something I love to do, helping career professionals, also helping business owners be their best at what they do. I myself am a recipient of coaching, and the benefits have been just awesome. Awesome. And I really enjoy working with my clients. I work with them currently internal to my work organization because I still work right now. And I'm also doing it through Purpose Professional Services. So it's a big deal. But anyway, I want to get to you in this conversation. And what is that? One of the things that come up a lot when it comes to executive coaching or just coaching in general is, why would I pay for that? Like, it's not worth my time. It's not worth my effort. It's not worth the money. I can just Google it. I can just talk to someone. Why would I pay for that? And coaches charge too much. I hear all kinds of things. But here's the funny thing for me. I hear that, but sometimes my phone rings and people are asking questions, or they're trying to make decisions in their career or in their business, and they're calling and they're asking all of these questions that I answer. It's not something where I'm like, oh, you're going to have to go pay for this. Of course I have a business where I do it, but I don't just ignore people if they are reaching out to me. And knowing that they're not taking advantage of me or whatever the case may be. But they have many questions that they're really grappling with that you really need a coach for, to let them help you and let them help you work through it, but they don't realize it. So I want to talk about that question of, should I pay for executive coaching? And the answer to that I'm going to offer to you today is, it really depends on what the stakes are for you. It depends on the value that it is for you. It's no different than trying to decide whether or not you should get a therapist, a psychologist, a psychiatrist. It's no different than deciding whether or not you should get a personal coach to help you with or a fitness coach to help you with your fitness, or a life coach. All of these are very, very personal decisions that really tie into the priorities that you have in your life. Okay. So, just to talk a little bit more about executive coaching, and in working with career and business professionals, one of the questions you want to ask are, what are the stakes for me? Okay. You might be trying to decide whether or not to move from a company where you are and go to a new company. You might have been at this company for 10 years where you are right now, and you might be paralyzed with fear on, do I move or do I not? Meanwhile, you're going through a lot of trauma, a lot of situations that really don't bring you any type of joy, but you're finding yourself in a place where you are stuck. Because at the same time that you're stuck, you're feeling stuck, you're also looking at all the benefits of staying there. And if you did leave, what you would be giving up. And that is a very debilitating and hard place to be stuck in. Right. So if let's just say you're stuck there, and maybe you're having medical challenges behind this. Maybe you are, maybe you're not making as much money as you could make, and you want to make more, but you don't want to let go of the benefits or something that is going on at that current position of where you are right now. And so if you are working with a coach, or you invested in yourself in that way, if that's a priority for you, and if that investment of 3 or 6 or 12 sessions, or how many ever sessions you say, you know what, I'm going to commit X amount of dollars to X amount of time in order to reach this point. Because when I reach said point, I will have, or I will be in a place where, and you can fill in that blank. And depending on what you fill in the blank, the question that you want to go back and ask yourself is this valuable for me? Is this, if I do this, is this going to bring me into a whatever place it is that you're trying to get to? You have to make that decision. You may be a new leader. I'm working with a senior leader now where the stakes for the reason that this individual has got a coach is because of the stakes that are involved. And so they had to come to that decision. And then they had to make that decision to invest in themselves in order to go from point A to point B. All right. Your stakes in choosing a coach, maybe the stakes are the team dynamics. How important is it to get healthy team dynamics? Because if you don't get the healthy team dynamics that you need, what is going to happen to that multi-million-dollar mission, or what's going to happen to whatever it is you're working with, right? What's going to happen in your family life? Is your marriage being affected by this? Is your home life being affected? So honestly, choosing a coach is, you have to just decide what the stakes are and what you want out of it. And then once you hire a coach, an executive coach, put in the work. Don't waste time going to the coaching sessions, talking about what you will do. And then when you leave, you don't execute anything or you don't apply anything. Because you're wasting your money and you're wasting your time, right? So it is inexpensive. Like, coaching can be expensive. All right. Going to therapy can be expensive, but it really depends on what those stakes are for you and the investment that you're willing to make into it and into yourself. And even if you don't hire a coach and you choose another route, that doesn't mean you're not investing in yourself. I just want to be clear about that, because if you can't afford it, or if it's not something that you want to do, that's okay, right? Just find something in order to support you. But I also wanted you to know that coaching is a benefit. It is a powerful thing to have someone partner with you and walk alongside you through whatever it is that you're going through, not just for you, but if you have a team, that team reaps the benefit of that. If you're a leader that generally you have a hard time communicating, or you were raised in a household, or maybe you're someone that's more I don't want to pick on introverted people, but let's say you're introverted, and so going out in front, you're really good at what you do. So going out and engaging with all these people, like, it wears you out, right? Working with a coach can help you through some of that. Let's just say you're extroverted and you're like, you're like big personality, you're ready to just take on the world, you got all this fire. But your team, for the most part, they're the opposite of you. And so you might feel like you're shriveled up, and you can't get across the requirements, the work, the emotion that's required in order for that team to be stimulated and healthy and warm. And so the mission starts to degrade. You start to degrade. You're like, I want another job. This is not for me. Okay, how much better could it be if you have somebody that literally you're bringing those issues to, and they're able to walk alongside of you, and they're able to help you in you creating the plan and the strategy in order to move forward. What is the value of that for you? And that's a big question, because there could be financial value, there could be emotional value, there could be promotion value attached to it, there could be fulfillment value attached to that, there could be mentorship value attached to that, where you take everything that you learn and you pass it on to someone else. There's also the value of your staff, your employees, the people that you work with, They are watching you. They're seeing your behavior and they're seeing how you handle situations. And generally, they will pick that behavior up and begin to apply it themselves if they see that it works and if they see that it makes them feel good. Okay. And so think about the value that you're even bringing to the organization, whether it's your business or whether it's, just an organization that you work for. Okay. So, should you pay for executive coaching? Man, if the stakes are high enough, if it's a priority for you and it's important enough for you, shop around, get a coach, hire one, and keep it moving. Okay. So, I'm just going to read off of a paper so you'll see me looking down. I do want to go over some of the benefits of coaching, and I don't want to leave anything off. So, I'm going to use this as a reference point. um, Expertise and experience. A coach is going to help you through expertise and experience that they have, but as well as drawing out your expertise and experience through the questions and through the engagement that they have with you. You get that personalized attention and tailored strategies. Sometimes it's challenging. I'm just thinking like, you're in the workplace, your leadership is like, this is due in 4 days. You got staff coming to you and they have a million questions, maybe rightfully so, about what it is that they need to execute. Each person has interpreted the same message that you gave one time with everybody there, but they've interpreted it 15 different ways, and you're finding yourself needing to tailor what needs to be done to each person's understanding, right? And so then you go back into your office and you have another project sitting in front of you that if you don't do it today, you're going to lose funding, or something on another part of the mission is going to fall, right? So by the time you get into your office, you're probably burnt out. Like, no, I'm not. I've had enough, right? How much easier would it be to be able to pick up the phone, get on a 30-minute strategy session with your coach, and you guys are able to bang that thing out together. When I say bang that out, let me stop using that type of slang. You're able to push that out, you work together, push out the deliverable, because now you have someone who has fresh eyes, fresh energy, fresh, just as ready to work only with you in order to help you pull out what you have inside, but what you may not be able to access because you're so tired and you have so much on your plate. All right. So that's another benefit. Accountability. A coach is going to help you do what you said you're going to do. Objective perspective. This one is huge. There could be something going on with yourself, with your staff, with your leaders, with whoever it is that you're working with, whether you're a leader, an individual contributor, whoever it is. By the way, coaching is not just for senior leaders, it's for the individual contributor also. But your perspective on a situation could be very focused based on your experiences and how you feel and how you generally take in information. I find that in working with coaches and in having coaches myself and going and getting that help that I need, by the time I'm done coaching, sometimes the perspectives are so much broader. And when I tell you the level of whatever negativity was attached to that issue that you took to the coach, it usually falls off, because sometimes in our minds we make things way bigger and way worse than what they actually are. And when you come out of a coaching session, sometimes it reminds you that, you know what, I'm not the only human in this situation. There are 2 other humans, there's 5 other humans, there's 100 other humans, how many other humans there are. And while I made it a certain size or a certain level, it really is something else, or it could be something else. And once you start opening up that perspective, there's a lot of power that comes from that. You get faster results. Like I said, like you could have just came out of like a day that was like you had 7 to 10 meetings that day, and you still had to get to figuring out what to do about 3 mission areas, and you're burnt after the 7th meeting. Okay, you're burnt after that 8th meeting. However, you get on the phone with the coach, and the coaches and you are now strategizing, and now you have the help you need to work through whatever project it is, and you're going to be showing up for your team in a way where they're like, wow, what's going on with him, right? And so, or her, what's going on with them. Okay. So yep, those are some of the things that I wanted to share with you. A big one too is self-awareness. When you're coaching, because we focus on you, you could be bringing an issue about this person or that person, and we are going to get the focus back on you. And so it makes you more aware of what you're doing, what you're saying, what you're thinking. Okay. So self awareness, self reflection. All right. Personalized, developed, improved decision making, enhanced leadership skills. And there's many, many more, but I just wanted to share those with you. So, should you pay for an executive coach? It's up to you. It's up to you. But just know, if you are going to invest in yourself that way, it is an investment. Okay. And it is going to be a cost to it. Also, know what the stakes are for you and know what the outcomes are for you, and be willing to put in that work along with that coach guiding you so that you get the results that you need. Okay. So I hope this was helpful for you today, and there will be more great content. Well, I'm hoping it's great that would hopefully be supporting you as you are moving through your career and moving through your business, whether you are a C-suite, CEO, executive, or if you are an individual contributor, even if you are a college student, um, getting started and getting on your journey. Get the partnerships, get the mentorships, get the tools and the support that you need in order to grow, in order to develop. Okay? So thank you for stopping by.